Hey guys! So it's been a while since I have recorded a video. If you have been following along on my 2,000 words a day journey, you'll see that I was trying to vlog every day that I was writing 2,000 words in order to get through my next adult thriller. But I kind of stopped doing those vlogs every single day or giving daily updates on my camera because it felt like I was just doing the same thing. That's my rice cooker going off. Actually, I'm gonna go turn that off before it keeps beeping. So I stopped recording every day because it felt like I was just kind of showing you guys the same thing, introducing the fact that I was gonna be writing 2,000 words every day and then going off to basically write those 2,000 words. So first of all, I finished my book, yay! My original goal was to write 2,000 words every single day for at least 30 days without breaking a streak, no breaks, even on the weekends. Throughout most of my career, I tried to write 2,000 words a day, but this was the first time that I have ever kept up such a long streak with the goal of 30 days. And I actually managed to get to 56 days. That's 56 days of just pure 2,000 words a day writing. This is a zero draft, so the book is not perfect. There's still a lot of work to do, but I've never actually hit such a long streak before. I'm going to talk about some of the things I learned after completing this challenge. So like I said, most of my career, I try to write 2,000 words a day, but not every day because I still have a full-time job. I have other responsibilities, but because this was a challenge I wanted to give myself this month, that's what I ended up doing. I'm not saying that this is sustainable or healthy, but it was possible to do this for, at least for me, for this long, from start to finish with the book. I had a few false starts with this book, which just means I started it and then I realized the beginning was not exactly what I wanted. So this was probably maybe like the third time I had restarted writing the beginning, because the beginning is really important to me. Sometimes I have several of these false starts before I can really get into the book, and that's what happened with this draft. But once I started with this challenge, I wrote the book from beginning to end without going back to edit anything. I don't know exactly if this was successful, as in I don't know how well the book is written until I go back to revise it, which I'm not going to do right away. I tend to set my drafts aside for several weeks before I go back to them and revise it and edit it. So that's where I am in the process right now. I'm going to set it aside for a while, but here are a few things that I learned. The first one is, as I was writing this book, the ideas for different books kept coming to me, and I often do get a lot of ideas. What's important though isn't the idea itself, it's whether the idea is strong enough to sustain 100,000 words worth of a book. I noticed that as I was writing this book, the ideas kept coming. This has never happened this frequently before, and even though my goal was to just write this book and I didn't drop it and pursue a different idea, it was actually nice to get back into that rhythm and that brain wave of getting ideas and being creative again, because I felt for a while that I was kind of creatively stuck. It was nice to snap myself out of that. The second thing that was great about this challenge was the fact that I no longer have this resistance to getting started anymore. It's not a secret, but I have ADHD, and usually part of executive dysfunction for me is when I want to start a task, no matter how excited I am to start it, it's just impossible for me to literally open a document. It feels like such a chore. But because I set out with this challenge, it unlocked the secret part of my brain that allows me to just get started. And for that reason, I was able to just charge in and write 2,000 words every single day without having this mental battle with myself where I have to spend an hour just convincing myself to do something. The third thing I learned is that it got much easier every single time I did it, which is true for anything. The more you practice at something, the better you're going to be and the easier it will feel. But there were some days where the words just flowed out of my fingers as if I was possessed by a demon writing novels, and my pathetic human digits were not strong enough or fast enough or capable enough. Of course, there were other days where writing felt like pulling teeth. I would just kind of bang my head on the keyboard and I would take forever to complete my 2,000 words. But those were rare in comparison to the days that the words flowed faster, which was really awesome. I learned is that it really doesn't take that long, for me anyway. At first, I was averaging about 1,000 words per hour, which means that if I wanted to hit 2,000 words for the day, I would be writing for 2 hours. But then over time, I managed to increase the speed of my writing to 1,000 words every 30 minutes so that I could get through the 2,000 word writing session in 1 hour. And if I was in a really big time crunch where I only had like an hour to finish my writing, I could actually even get it done in less because the pressure would be very motivating for me. I learned that it doesn't take that long, which means that I need to stop making excuses and I need to stop being precious about my writing. And I need to just get in there, get it done, and have it be over and move on with the rest of my day and complete other tasks that I also have going on. Like, spending time with my family, reading other books, or watching shows everyone keeps telling me to watch. That was something I needed to learn, and now I know that An hour a day is not that hard, and I can fit that in easily in a lunch period or before I go to sleep or even when I wake up in the morning. And I need to be less precious and less excusey about my writing life. Another thing I learned is that there is a sense of empowerment to completing something like this. And of course I know this, I've written books before, but the adrenaline rush and the dopamine that you get at the end of a writing session is very addicting and very empowering. I'm a runner, and every time I come back from a run, I just feel so amazing. I just did something super challenging, and I feel great about myself that I did something for myself, with myself. And it's the same feeling I get after I write. This feeling of empowerment just feels so good. And I know a lot of it is like endorphins and adrenaline, but the fact that I have power over this and that I can provide this for myself just makes me feel so encouraged and motivated to keep going. So those are the things I learned after completing this challenge of 2,000 words for 56 days. And now I want to talk about what I'm going to do next. This is the one con, I think, about doing a challenge like this, because now that I'm at the end of it, I feel like I can't really stop. Yesterday was my first day where I could have just relaxed. I didn't have to write because I had already completed this challenge that I set for myself. But when I had some free time, instead of just relaxing by reading a book or watching a show or doing something that I love, all I wanted to do was keep writing. But I don't know how healthy it is. Also don't know if I should be overthinking this. But instead of working on the book that I was currently writing when I was completing the challenge, I started a whole new book. And I don't know if I'm going to continue writing the 2,000 words every day until I finish that book, or if I'm just going to do it until it's time to return to my other book, the one that I was writing as part of the challenge. Right now, I guess it's up in the air, but what I plan to do with the book that I was writing is setting it aside for about 4 weeks so that I can return to it with fresh eyes, and I will make a video once I do about how I go about making revisions. I think that I don't want to lose my writing streak, that I'm going to continue writing 2,000 words a day and working on my next book, but I won't be as hard on myself as in if I am super tired, because there were exactly 3 evenings during this writing challenge that I was up till like midnight trying to crank out some words because I didn't want to lose my streak. With this next book, maybe I will continue writing my 2,000 words a day, but I won't be so hard on myself if I'm tired or if I've just run out of time that day or something, you know, because life happens. I had days where I was just super busy, and that's not me making excuses. That's like me being in meetings all day and just literally having no time in any part of my day that I could set aside to write my book. So what I plan to do next is to work on my next book and to continue writing 2,000 words a day, but maybe giving myself breaks on the weekends or something. I say this and it's a Saturday and I already wrote 2,000 words, but the thing is I'm really excited about it and I'm having a lot of fun. Maybe it's a book I write for myself and not so much with the intention of publishing it, and it's just a book that I write because I really want to spend time with these characters that I've created. But I'm having fun right now. It was a really good challenge. I recommend that everyone does something like this for themselves, just so that you have some sense of empowerment and completion, that you did something for yourself, with yourself. And it was really fun for me. I'm so proud of myself, and I managed to crank out this book and it's out of my system so that I could move on. And the next part of the journey is to fix it and to get it into good enough shape where I can send it to someone else and be proud and to have another story in the world. But those are the things I learned. I hope that this video helped you, and that whether or not you go out and do some challenge like this or you were just entertained. And I will see you in the next one when I talk about revisions. Bye.